Hello, Leo. Welcome to your weekly reading for March 27th to April 2nd. This is for Leo, Sun, and Rising. And if you're new to my channel, I do a traditional Celtic cross spread. I also use astrology and my guides to help bring you a lot more clarity, to get more detailed with your reading. I do this because I love you, Leo. And I want you to feel like it's a personal reading, as if we're here one-on-one rather than a general spread. Lastly, I use astrology because it's been used for thousands of years. It's had major influence on divination, including tarot, which every card does have an astrological element of ruling planet. So we go really deep when the two are combined. So, Leo, this week is big. I'm not going to lie. It's really big. There's less aspects than there were last week, but big aspects. Now, the first day I want you to pay attention to, March 27th, okay? This is a big day because, well, first, before we even get to March 27th, over the weekend, Mars went into Cancer. And so we really love that. There may be some moments where Mars in Cancer is in its fall. So it's not, Mars doesn't like being there, but it's not a bad thing. It's just, Mars is a planet of action, of drive, right? And Cancer is more like a softer sign. So Mars is just like, oh, let's get going, let's get going. But it's really just being emotive, like being emotionally charged in terms of the things that you want, taking action toward the things that you want. Now, so Monday, what I was going to say is that Mercury is conjoining Jupiter. All right. And so we really love this. It's a really good time to have important conversations, to sign contracts, to make decisions, to communicate the things that you need. That's a really great aspect. We have another great aspect on Thursday, on March 30th. We have two great aspects that day, actually. So you may feel a lot of activity around that day. The first thing is Mars is trining Saturn, all right? The planet of action, basically kissing the planet of stability and structure, right? Responsibility. So there's a lot of long-term energy around that in terms of your goals and your passions, really rooting things around that time. And then the same day, Venus is conjuncting Uranus. And so Venus and Uranus are both in Taurus right now. All right. So this is like heavenly, all right? So a lot of love around that day. Venus, think about Venus, right? The planet of love and romance and beauty and money and sex and everything that you think Venus would represent. And Uranus is, it is a planet of surprises and the unexpected. So you could have surprising moments around that time, all right? Now, Venus, well, all that activity in Taurus is actually your 10th house of career. So some of y'all could hear surprising news around career around that time. But in general, you could, you could have like a sliding doors moment if you're single. You could meet someone like your soulmate in an elevator and waiting in line at the grocery store. There's so many possibilities. Okay, you could get unexpected messages, but it is a great day. So let's go ahead and see what's going on for you, Leo, for March 27th to April 2nd. Again, this is for Leo, Sun, and Rising. Is that all that I was going to tell you? It is. Yeah, that's it. All right, Leo, let's go. My dorky laugh. Leo, oh, I know what I was going to tell you. One other thing is that next week we have well, not next week. I'm doing my readings for next month, April. And so I want to warn you now, not even warn you, but just tell you now that we do have an eclipse, okay? We have a big eclipse, our first eclipse of the year, all right? So this is actually going to be a really... we're going to get to it. It's in Aries, all right? So some of y'all may be planning big trips right now. Some of y'all may be actually doing... working with people overseas. You may be doing that in the future, but there's a lot of activity that is going to be happening around that time. The other thing I was going to say is there are no retrogrades right now. All right, no retrogrades. So you are in a really good place to take action toward your goals, the things that you want. All right, the things that you want. Really good time with Mars in Cancer. Also, be emotive, all right? You're Leos. You're, right? You've got this. You'll see my dog is taking up my table space, so I'm going to pull the cards over so you get a good, really good look. Now, Leo, okay, look at that. Ah, this is a big week. Big week for you. A lot of y'all have come into new things. Okay, there's been a lot of you. I mean, you got the magician, all right. So the biggest message that I'm getting is that there's a lot of Leos who, as you know, March. I mean, did your forecast for March? We are entering a new era, and then for a lot of signs, they're going through a lot of change. All right, it looks like you are going through a lot of change, and it looks like you. The big message energy that I'm getting is like I'm so over what's been going on the past few weeks, even months. Just ready to just get going now. And for a lot of y'all, it'll be new things. I mean, you got the magician, okay? The magician kicking off the journey, right? And the major arcanas. I mean, we start with the Fool, but the number one, all right? So the magician actually does have the power to manifest anything he wants, okay? He has that power. This is a card of action, all right? You see his hand to the sky, hand to the ground, as above, so below, all right? So this is really, really significant because he does have all the tools of tarot at his disposal. You see the pentacles, the cups, the wands, the swords. Where do you want to direct that energy? All right, Leo, stick to it. Let's get it right. Is it more money? Is it relationship? Is it taking your career to the next level? Is it family? Where do you want to direct that energy? Because boom, you got the star and the heart of your spread. All right. I have not seen the star in the heart of a spread in a long time. This is first, Leo. This is very Aquarius. This is ruled by Aquarius. Now, if you saw my monthly forecast, you know that Pluto is has gone into Aquarius and will be there for 20 years. And I've told you that this is your seventh house of partnerships, okay? Whether love and romance or career, okay? You're going to see a lot of movement there and a lot of transformation in that area. But here's the thing. This is all about your hopes and wishes, your dreams. The stars are aligning for you. The stars are aligning for you. All right. This is this star comes after the tower. All right. So the fact that you got the magician in your past, all right, and the tower is, it's kind of like a wipeout, right? Burn it down, build it up. The fact that you're getting the star after the magician, it's almost like there's something new that's come into your life or something that you want to manifest that is going to be very special and work out for you. And it's just, again, stars aligning for you. Come on. That's pretty amazing here. All right. This is all about faith too. Having that faith. All right. This, you see the first of all, the 7 outer stars. All right. 7 is a big deal because, we are in the year of 7. 2023 is the year of 7. I don't know if you're into numerology, but we can go on and on about how significant 7 is. I mean, but here, that's basically representing the 7 chakras, all right? Stars aligning for you, the big outer, I mean, they're all 8 pointed, right? 8 strength, okay? This is amazing. You see the water barrier too, speaking of Aquarius, pouring knowledge, pouring water into the pool, but then also onto the land, all right? So there's that balance here, but you see when she's pouring in the land, it's working. You see it, everything's growing around her. So really, really, like, you're moving into, this is going to be a great week for you. Now, what's really interesting, you got temperance in your challenge area. I need you to enjoy the moment, okay? I don't want you to rush toward things. Enjoy the moment. Take action. Be emotive, but don't do things where it's just like you're trying to force things to happen. Now, you will see the significance here. These are the only 2 cards where they have the foot in the water and the foot on the ground. You have temperance challenging the star. Okay? So, what this really means, and challenge, it's really more just like the breakthrough, right? This is all about equilibrium, right? Temperance literally means self-restraint. If we go even way back, temperance, I'm the big nerd and into etymology. Temperance, it means moderation. It comes from the word temporare, which actually meant to mix. And so temperance, this archangel was known as the alchemist. All right, alchemy is like a really, it predates chemistry, and it's very metaphysical. But listen, at the end of the day, you can see her pouring, right? Between the two cups. And so think about those things. And first of all, enjoy the moment. You don't see her, she's dipping her feet in the pool, right? She's not jumping in, she's not doing a cannonball, she's testing the waters, right? But she's also very patient, all right? Really patient, okay? No matter how long it takes, just really patient. So enjoy the moment, because the things that you want are going to come clearly with a star in the heart of your spread. But temperance here in your challenge area, it's saying just don't rush to make things happen. Don't force things. Let things just naturally happen, all right? Let things naturally happen, and you will be fine. Now, you did get the Page of Pentacles, which is very interesting, because I'd say like 80% of the signs I've done so far this week has gotten the Page of Pentacles, and this is a week where, especially after last week, things are a lot of newness coming through. This is indicating you want that newness, okay? You want that newness. A lot of y'all are just so ready for new career changes. That's the biggest thing, okay? But a lot of y'all are ready for to accept some new possibilities, new paths, new journeys, just these new things in your life, okay? And it doesn't necessarily, career is a big thing for you right now, but if you're not here for a career, that's fine. Pentacles represent money and wealth. So yeah, a lot of money and wealth is related to this card. But Pentacles are also earthbound, so our physical reality. So relationships, families, things in your physical world, okay? It looks like there's something new that you want to bring into it. Page of Pentacles, very earthbound, all right? So not only earthbound, Page, Earth, Pentacles, Earth, double Earth here, and Taurus. Remember, Venus is in Taurus, and then during the middle of the week on Thursday, Venus is conjuncting Uranus. They're both in Taurus, all right? So you could have some news coming up toward the end of the week about something new coming through, but it looks like you're looking for that and you're ready to learn. Some of y'all are ready to learn these new things, okay? Now, another message coming through is that for some Leos, it will be like spiritually, okay? Really seeing things in a different way, and even like your own belief system. There's something new that you want to bring in, maybe learn something new within that realm. It is a big, especially after that, all that energy last week, and the fact Jupiter is in your ninth house, and all that activity in your ninth house last week, right? Within Aries, which is your ninth house of spirituality and higher mind, right? And so this is really great. You got the Magician and the Page. I love that. I love this. Now, you got the Nine of Swords, all right? You got the Nine of Swords and the root of your spread. This is very, very, very Mars, not Mars, sorry. Very Mars in Gemini, okay? We know that Mars has finally moved into Cancer, but this is really interesting because it's all about what's going on up here, right? There's a lot going on up here. And it looks like, this week, there's some things where it's almost like there's... kind of like psychological warfare. There's just so much. You have so much on your head, and it's at a point. And even, think about Mars too. Sure, it's a planet of action. It's a planet of drive and moving forward. But it's also planet of war, right? Aries, Ares. That the god of war is Aries ruling Mars. But anyway. Swords are the mental suit. That's why it's just like a lot of like warring up here. So it looks like this week that y'all could be going through just a lot going on up here. But the big message is, hey, what is it that is causing you to lose sleep? What is it that's making you feel like there's a lot going on up here? All right. Again, it's clear to me here with your spread. It's almost like you were just ready to there was some stuff that you were just so over the things that were happening, okay? But for some of y'all, there still might be some stuff that you're processing up here, and it's fine. I just recognize it, okay? Recognize it so you can come to terms with it. So you can actually move forward, right? One thing that I want you to see here is you do see the roses, okay? You see those amazing astrological symbols in the comforter, all right? So there's a lot of comfort staying in bed, but there's a lot of comfort leaving as well. Everyone has free will. You can stay in bed and just be absorbed by all these thoughts, or you can come to terms with it, find ways to move forward. I don't want these things like holding you back. I'm getting a big message about some sort of sting. There could have been like a fight, there could have been an argument, there could have been something that was it's almost like you regret it. That may be for a lot of Leos, something that you did or you could have a decision you made that you may regret. But again, kind of like have those moments. Really spend some time if you need to meditate. So remember Jupiter's in your ninth house, your spirituality. Like you have a lot of luck in that area. All right, but also the main thing is when you go to bed at night, think positive thoughts. And I know that's such a cliche thing to say, but it is something that is actually, effective. And it's something that really does work. And, I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but I don't want to eat up all your reading time, but there is, our brain enters theta mode. And I want you to Google that, because if you are going to bed at night with, carrying all these thoughts and, a little bit of burden and, stress, when you have those positive affirmations, it's why people pray before they go to bed. It's why people have positive affirmations. It's why people read a good book or whatever, because it actually sticks and it really does work. So Google theta mode, because it actually, the mind, it's so powerful, right? And it's really going to be helpful in this situation if you need that, all right? If you need that. Now, one other thing that I've said, and I don't know if I said this in your reading, but one thing that I did personally, and this was years ago, and it doesn't matter how old you are, anyone can do this. I had a vision board. The reason why it worked, though, is because it was in my bedroom. And so the very first thing that I saw when I went to bed was my vision board. The very first thing that I saw when I woke up was that vision board. All the things that were inspiring me, all the things that I wanted to accomplish, right there. And so it really, really worked. And it's again, doesn't matter how old you are, but just in case, if you need that, all right? Because I don't want you to go into bed with, thoughts that may keep you up at night. Now, the reason why I'm harping on that so much is because you got the devil in your future, okay? Now, this is it's not honestly like a bad thing. It's just saying there may be something that could possibly tempt you, all right? To go back to old patterns, old habits. It looks like you don't want it, okay? It looks like you really don't want it. Your reading is all about moving forward, all right? It's all about moving forward toward the things that you've been wishing for, the things that you've been hoping for, the things that you've really wanted, the things that you're really passionate about. The devil showing up in your future, which is ruled by Capricorn, is showing that there is a sense of something in the future may tempt you to, go back. And that's why I harp so much on this, is because when you raise your, when you have a more positive mindset, this isn't going to happen, right? And the devil represents everything that you would think the devil represents, our shadow self, those parts of us that, we don't like to show other people. We even hide from ourselves, but also, addiction, right? Addiction, bad ways of thinking, or ways of thinking that really just don't serve us well. So here's the thing. All you have to do, again, really, first things first, these two people, you can see they're chained to the devil, but the chains are loose. So you can break free, but the first thing you have to do is be aware of those chains. Be aware of it, right? Be aware of what's keeping you up at night, what may be causing this, mental stress, right? Secondly, in order to be aware of the chains, you have to care. You have to care to break free, all right? So addiction comes in a lot of forms, and, it really is something that, drugs and alcohol is cliche, but addiction is like the ways that we do things, right? And, it could be even for some of y'all, it could be just be like binging, Love is Blind all day, right? And not getting any work done, or scrolling through your social media all day, not getting anything done, not putting any action toward the passions that you want, right? And so I want you to really, really think about that. Another thing that's coming up, especially because, and I said this in another reading, especially because you did get the Nine of Swords in the root of your spread and the Devil in your future. Another thing I want you to know is that sometimes a lot of these, if there is something that, again, it could be just like you find comfort in, like going back to like like a relationship that doesn't serve you well, or it could be even possibly the way that you treat employees or speak to them. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's all devil energy, but trace it back. Like, all of this really does stem from like experiences that happened to us like a long time ago, right? When we were children, and we can say they were like traumatic experiences, right? But I want you to know, trauma doesn't happen to us. It happens inside us, okay? And so even if it's something that like goes all the way back to childhood, I know it takes a lot longer to like process those things, but that is where addiction really is linked to. It's linked to our childhood, because when you're kids, you have two fundaments, right? Attachment and authenticity. Authenticity. I can't even say the word. Authenticity. Oh my goodness. All right. So when we become addicted to something, we lose that authenticity, right? And so that's why, like, back to like drugs and alcohol or whatever, when people go to rehab, it's really finding that authenticity. It's rehab. It's like rediscovery, right? Renewal. So I'm just going to do a clarifier here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I need you to not follow. The devil's a trap. Okay. So don't go back to old patterns, because you look what you got clarified. You got the Five of Cups. You see the spelled cups here. Not only did you get the devil and the Five of Cups in your future, you got the Nine of Swords in the root of your spread. So this week, there could be something that may tempt you to go back to old ways, old habits, old patterns, things that you know are not serving you well. If you do, it could just not be good for you. And one thing that I always say is, look at him, looking at the spilled cups, right? Like grief attached to this card, but also just a lot of not letting go. You see the two cups behind him. He can't see them because he's so laser focused and dwelling on this thing that happened in the past, all right? So two things here. One, don't let your past dictate your present, all right, Leo? Don't let your past dictate your future. Now, all he has to do is look up, okay? Again, I know it's easier said than done, but find that time this week. If you feel that you're being tugged in a direction where it's not serving you well, know that you got the Star in the heart of your spread. Know that you got the Magician. Know that you got the Page of Pentacles. And now, lastly, you got a Page of Wands, all right? This is your second page. That's new energy. Pages, again, they bring in that new energy, that new beginning, that new path. Wands, all about our passions, our ideas, our creativity too. Creativity in all forms, all right? Not completely limited to the arts like the movies and writing, but being creative and finding solutions, right, to things like this, and just really moving forward. Look how compelled he is by this wand. He's a total dreamer, all right? And then remember, wands are career related, enterprise, jobs, all of that. You see the leaves sprouting from the wand. Now, he is in a desert landscape, and the reason why is because this page has the power to turn that desert landscape into this lush, verdant garden. These leaves are going to sprout, of his passions and desires and all his hopes and dreams. So just don't get trapped by that devil. Don't get trapped by the devil. Let's get to your staff, Leo. If you like this reading, look at you. Yeah. If you like this reading, be great. If you like, subscribe, leave comments. I love hearing from y'all. If you're not a commenter, I love emojis. And if you're a subscriber, I love you so much. You are amazing. Thank you so much for being here. I wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for y'all. So I really do appreciate it, and I'm very grateful. So Leo, look at this. Let's get started. Knight of Swords. Come on. This is your affirmation here. You want to just move forward. He's not only move forward, charging forward, okay? Charging forward. This is, Knights, again, very active, right? Swords, the mental suit. You're in this headspace, but you just want to get out of it. That's all you want to do. He's very bold. He's very courageous. He's going into the storm. That's how much he just wants to move forward, okay? He will go through the storm all the knights are on a mission, right? They're all active to go toward what they need, what they want, what they desire. Now, you got the Two of Wands in your external factors area. So it looks like there's someone that is actually good. That's good. Yeah, there you go. You're good. You got the Hierophant as well. So you are going to get some assistance, right? Some help and support. Even just like emotional support if you need that from friends and family. It's there, okay? Someone the Two Wands, all about planning, right? It's all about planning. Very Aries energy. Again, this is all in your 9th house of spirituality, all right? So, but still, this is all about planning. He has a really good vision. He has the world in his hand. Look at that. Really good vision. Really good perspective. Standing at the highest point of the castle, right? Really good view. All right. And so this came up in your external factors area. It came with the Hierophant. This, first of all, ruled by Taurus. All right. Remember, there's all that activity with Taurus, especially with Venus and Taurus, but especially the Hierophant. He is the Greek priest, right? So he is think Pope energy, so spiritual leader. All right, so again, very spiritual activity happening. Okay, and think of like how that word relates to you, or how that word resonates for you. All right, he is someone who has that deep sacred knowledge, right? That and it's a why you see the two people in the card. He's a first in the major arcanas where other people appear, because when you have that deep sacred knowledge, you pass it along to others. All right, that's how wise he is. That's how much he is. And if you want to break it down, speaking, because of the etymology thing that I do, Hierophant, we'll trace it back. Okay, like I said, Greek priest, but Hero comes from Heros. Okay, and that's holy and sacred. All right, font, feinen. All right, and that is to display, to reveal. This is someone who really is, you are going to, you have so much support. You have so much support in terms of moving forward. One other thing is, if there is not someone in your life that you feel that comes up this week, it will definitely be a spirit guide for you. It will be, internally, all right? You're going to get that message. You're just gonna know. All right, it's because you have a very spiritual reading here. Now you do have the sun. All right, so I love this. The sun rules you, by the way. You just want to be in your element. You just want to be, that's all you want. You just want to be in your element. All right, the sun. And you also want to move toward all this abundance. That's what the sun is, right? It shines all those, all that light on the dark corners in our life. It shines abundance. There's abundance. It's, promising future. It's opportunity. It's like long hair, don't care energy, right? You even see the naked child on the white horse. I really love that. All right. So it's just really just so much purity, and so just like everything working out in your favor, and that's everything that you want this week. Okay, you got the star and the sun. Now your final outcome, you did get the Three of Swords. All right, so this is, again, there is something that is something heartbreaking that's happening, especially with the Nine of Swords in the root of your spread, the Devil in your future, and then you have the Five of Cups here. So you have to find ways to let that go, because even though this is like the heartbreak card, it's still a sword suit, okay? Remember, swords are the mental suit, so what's happening here may be going up here, all right? Now, I'm not surprised, because Mars in Cancer will be in your 12th house, all right? Or will, yeah, is in your 12th house. And the 12th house rules the subconscious. It rules the past. It rules, like, even hidden enemies. All right, if you feel like you've been betrayed, or if there was like a fight with someone that you may have thought was like supportive or on your side. But Mars in Cancer is going to be in your 12th house, all right? So you're going to be digging deep, and it's revealed here that you will be digging deep, especially with this energy, all right? Going really deep into your subconscious. Yeah, see? There you go. 8 of Swords, all right? Clarified. So, again, this we call like the self-victim card. So, really, 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 she's blindfolded, she's bound. She built, look at all the swords surrounding her. She thinks she's built this fortress, okay? But it's actually a prison. Prisoner of your thoughts. Again, the swords, the mental suit. So not only did you get the 3 of Swords, you got the 8 of Swords. So you are going to be, in your head, there's this, and it's going to, something both here, where it's almost like, yeah, and then you got the 10 of Wands. So here's the thing. You've been putting a lot of time and energy into something, and it's something just did not work out. Something has really haunted you, all right? And it could have been something that could have been a fight. It could have been something that you're stressing about that's been going on for a while. And it could be something that has it, even something that you may have done that you may regret, all right? Or have regretted, but it's all about moving forward, all right? And so you can see this is all coming to an end, all right? As long as you are emotive, as long as you raise your frequency, okay? Raise your frequency, your vibrations, your energy levels, all right? And having that positive space in your head, having a more positive mindset. And again, I know that's easier said than done, but 10 of Wands. 10 is the end of the cycle. This is your final clarifier. It's saying that you have, there's all this burden, almost burnout energy, a lot of like responsibility, taking a lot of things on your own, almost to the point where you've just like, hey, everyone, move aside. I just need to be in my own space. But you need to let people in, okay? Secondly, 10 is the end. So you're going to be laying these wands down soon. So you have to really confront these things that are possibly, like, if you are in this headspace, confront them. Because, I always say, if there's negative energy, if you push it to the side, it's still there. Okay? Remember what I talked about, that little sting, same, like if you got in a fight with a family member, if you got in a fight with a friend or with a colleague, and then y'all didn't make up and you didn't talk for days, you're going to feel that sting. You're going to feel that sting until you actually resolve something, right? So this is really like the fact that like you have the star. This is saying that everything will work out, all right? You have to take that time though. You have to take that time to make, to come to terms with some of these things and not be tempted into ways of like, that will tempt you into things that are not serving you well. All right. And, for a good measure, we'll do one more clarifier for you. There you go. This is so crazy. This is such a personal, like, reading for you. A very personal development, very spiritual reading. Speaking of spiritual, you got Judgment. Okay. And so you're going to lay those wands down, but you see Archangel Gabriel blowing the trumpet here. The dead are rising. The dead are gray in tarot wisdom, right? You're going to have that moment. You're going to have that spiritual moment. This is all about having a spiritual awakening, all right? This is all about having that moment of clarity. So you are going to spend time, or please do spend time thinking about the things that may be stressing you out, or maybe really haunting you, or maybe just some things that are not serving you well that you keep doing, all right, this week, or may be tempted to do, all right? And move past that, all right? Move forward from it. I mean, you have the page, remember, in your final and your future was the Page of Wands, right? You have all this support around you. You have the Hierophant with you, the spiritual leader. Lastly, you got the most spiritual card. You got the Judgment card, all right? Spiritual awakening, your final outcome. So as long as you work on all this, you will have that spiritual awakening, okay? So look forward to it, all right? You have so much activity in your 9th house, all right? With we have that new moon in Aries. The sun is in Aries. We have Mercury in Aries. We have Jupiter in Aries. That's all your 9th house, Leo. Your 9th house of spirituality. So, Leo, thanks so much for tuning in. Listen, I know this is the biggest week that you've had, but there is a sense of something where you will be letting go. Should be letting go, and you will be moving forward. Judgment comes right before the world. All right. So have that moment of clarity, have that spiritual awakening, really become one with yourself, and really know that all you, again, the star in the heart of your spread. So this is it. Remember, have that faith. It's all about faith. Have that faith, and then the stars aligning for you. All right. So Leo, thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you next week. Bye.